embarrassing. Studied Cambridge's but failed, Harry faced biggest backlash over COVID latest lecture. Prince Harry has been accused of jumping on the bandwagon with his latest intervention on COVID vaccines. Prince Harry used World AIDS Day earlier this week to call for COVID vaccines to be shared across the world. The outspoken Duke of Sussex compared the COVID pandemic to the HIV/AIDS pandemic that ravaged the world, noting the political failure to tackle both pandemics. However, talkRADIO royal correspondent Rupert Bell suggested that the COVID lecture from Harry was an easy bandwagon to jump on. Earlier this year, at the Global Citizen Live event in New York City, Harry and Meghan urged vaccine manufacturers to share their technology to help get the world vaccinated. He said that, while Diana was at the forefront of AIDS activism, Harry was getting an easy headline. He always jumps on the socially right bandwagon. Mr. Bell explained, Harry is comparing the situation now to what happened with AIDS. He has accused people of not doing enough to help those countries during the AIDS pandemic 40 years ago, and he is comparing like with like. The royal correspondent continued, he has had a pop at the pharmaceutical industry before, claiming they are just interested in sorting out the richer countries because they are the countries who can pay for the vaccines. He has done this before, and yes, it's a very worthy intention, but it's an easy headline for Harry to get. His mother Diana was in the forefront of helping the AIDS situation. But Harry always jumps on the socially right bandwagon. In the letter, addressed to the WHO Director General, Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, Harry wrote, "Vaccinating the world is a test of our moral character and we are experiencing a spectacular failure when it comes to global vaccine equity. Similar to the AIDS crisis, we've yet again revealed over the past year that the value of life depends on whether you were born and/or live in a rich nation or a developing country. That means breaking pharma monopolies that prevent vaccines from getting to communities around the world in need. That means governments honoring their promises and delivering the doses that they committed." He continued, "That means pursuing international pandemic agreements with strict timelines and holding each other accountable to them. That means treating all human lives as equal lives." Harry has followed his late mother's influence in the fight against AIDS and its public stigma, even taking HIV tests live on camera. On World AIDS Day this week, Harry spoke movingly about Princess Diana, saying she would be deeply grateful to the scientific community for their work in combating AIDS. The second part of the BBC's controversial royal documentary will be named Sussex to appease Prince Harry. The Duke recently argued the popular term Megxit is misogynistic and created by a troll. His comments led to the BBC using the new title in tomorrow night's episode of The Princes and the Press. It will examine the circumstances around the decision of the Sussexes to step down from their senior royal roles. It is expected to air claims of a lack of support for Harry and wife Meghan and of a senior household member helping a tabloid in its court case against her. The palace has dismissed the show as overblown and unfounded. Jenny Afia, the Duchess of Sussex's lawyer, will appear again in the second episode, which covers 2018 to 2021. It will examine the circumstances around the decision of the Sussexes to step down from their senior royal roles. It details the various legal cases served by Prince Harry and Meghan, and discusses how the relationship between Diana, Princess of Wales, and the press affected her two sons. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle found their position in the royal family difficult to accept even though they were popular, an expert has claimed. The couple stepped down as senior royals at the beginning of 2020 and have since carved out a life for themselves and their children Archie and Lilibet in California, after leaving the UK.